like this. You can see this, and then that's what the audience will see is this, and the clicks can either choose to see this or the whole audience.
Right.
Do not look at the audience because half of them is doing other shit on the phone. They talking to people.
Yeah, of course.
Because they muted.
Yeah.
So they, having conversations, playing with their cats and shit. I was like, oh my god, nigga, this is the most. It's everything you don't need. It's too many distractions at your own house. It's like,
Plus, laughter's contagious.
Yeah. And what you gonna tell me?
Laughter's
Like,
contagious.
you gonna tell me to be quiet at my own house? Fuck you. Like,
Settle down.
He's like, one of the comments was like, do y'all even want to see this shit? And they were like, oh no, this is great. I was like, oh my god. I did no jokes. All I did was I did no jokes. All I did was just start talking shit to the other comments and like about the other comments. America, I basically just was like, you guys, I was making fun of America and how America's handling it. And they didn't even laugh at that shit. The comics were, but I was like, I will never do this shit again. Fuck that shit. No.
All right.
No,
let's get into this.
What eating on the podcast pissed you off?
Yeah, no, man. This is a free. This is a free space, man. Not like your fucking dictatorship, bruv.
My dictatorship. Dictatorship.
The group, bro. But it pisses me off the type of thing you're eating. Why are you eating this fucking naked bar?
Sexual. Sending subliminal messages.
Anyway, this is Green Room Podcast, episode 1. This will be the deadest intro. I'm Kazeem Jamal, and in the Green Room today are some very funny comedians and Phileo Huff.
I knew you was gonna say that shit.
Yeah, introduce yourselves, guys, for the people's them.
Okay, I'll go first. We're doing this alphabetically. It's me, Darran Griffiths, aka Griff the Joker. It's not aka, that's just my handle. That's where you can find me. That's it.
Okay.
I don't even know what's next in that alpha order.
I knew there would be one. I knew there would be one.
I clocked the pause and I thought, I guess I'm just jumping now. Chibi James Jones.
Look at these two. They're scared to go. They're like, I've already done me, fam.
Oh, snap. I was going to do it again.
I thought you two were scared to go. We're counting like L, M.
No. I Googled alphabet. I had to make sure I wasn't going to embarrass myself. Now, my Akadiri, more than happy to be here.
Thank you for that.
More than happy. More than happy to be here.
Oh, shit. Phileo Huff, I'm here.
Okay, we can say. All right, man.
So I'm just laughing at Jimmy struggling to do the alphabet when all of his names begin with the same letter as well.
You see what I changed his name to?
No.
Too many names, Jimmy.
Too many names. I couldn't think of. Anyway, whatever. It doesn't matter.
Don't worry about it, man. You're here. That's all that matters.
Thanks, bro.
Appreciate it. We're happy here. Also, I feel like we're not doing enough for diversity in this podcast, man. Everyone's black, everyone's male.
Yeah,
that's true. All type of, there's different types of black. You got Akadiri, who's like 100% pure black. He's like dark. He's like no dilution at all.
No, I'm at least 80.
You got, Darran is what?
Darran
got the most slavery in him. Yeah, Darran got the most.
That is 1% black.
You know what? That's the irony. I haven't. Kazeem has.
No, bruv, your surname is Griffiths, bruv.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But all 4 of my grandparents are black.
Somebody lies, huh?
All 4 of them. Granted, some of them are yellow.
They're from Wuhan.
Oh my God.
Whoa, we're gonna get cancelled before we even start, bro.
Please.
I think we should do a little clap for Michael, man. You know.
Yes.
Clap for the country. No, not just me. Clap for everyone.
Nah, just for you, man.
Just for you.
Just for you.
Thank you so much.
Why are we clapping?
Clap every Thursday.
Jimmy's like, why? Jimmy goes, why are we clapping?
Why are we clapping?
Clap for what?
Because he works for the NHS, fam.
We clap. Do you mind clap?
Yeah, that coronavirus, yeah?
He's a doctor. He's a
man. Got you,
I
bro.
think I've had it. You know?
Oh,
I think
shit.
I'm diagnosed, but I think I've had it still.
Doctor,
You got all fucked up?
No.
Yeah, I think I had it in New York.
Oh, yeah, you definitely had it.
yeah, you caught
Yeah,
that.
I was in New
you had
York,
it.
man. So when I was
Yeah.
there, I was coughing like mad, and then I flew back here, and then they kind of settled down. So I think
You
I've had it.
also,
So it's your fault.
you either had corona or you was getting the pollution in New York. It was one of the two.
It was one of the two. I was coughing like a madman.
Yeah.
But then,
Didn't you have it,
kind of
Phileo?
settled it.
Yeah, I definitely had that shit, bro. I was like, my body was killing me. And I was like, this is not the flu. This doesn't make sense. Like, this shit was like aches and chills and shit. And I was like, this ain't the flu. This is either, I finally got AIDS, like it caught up. This is corona. I'm saying, it's one of the two. I don't know which one, but I'm like, I'm out. This shit was awful. I mean, I guess technically, if you got it, you still got it. You just don't have symptoms. I might not be contagious or have symptoms.
No,
but
you
still,
just have immunity to it. So kind of good. Obviously, that's if you did have it in it. So
Yeah.
it means you should be good moving forward, isn't it? So that's why they're trying to get the vaccine, and that vaccine's not going to come till next year at the earliest, even if they're quick with it. So that's the problem.
Hey,
I think that.
any of y'all been breaking quarantine rules? You've been asking Jimmy, Kazeem. I say any of y'all, but I'm only talking to. I'm only talking.
I don't believe them. I don't believe them. I don't believe them at all.
Oh, you're one of them.
I haven't left the house. I don't leave the house. I stay in the house all day.
Yeah, but who's been coming to your house? Who's been
Nobody.
coming to
We
your house?
know.
Nobody. Don't know. I don't like you trying to. I don't know this narrative that you're trying to
This
push.
is bad start, you know.
Hey, listen to me. Nah, hold on a sec. You not gonna fuck off because you're all in your fucking secure relationships. You can make these jokes. I don't like this narrative you're trying to push on me and Jimmy.
Nah, I was thinking about that.
I'm cool, man.
And Phileo's drinking out of a jam jar.
I'm country as hell, man. I'm drinking.
Oh my God.
Drinking goddamn moonshine.
Hold on, can you
What
look?
is that?
I don't know. He's drinking.
What
Looks
was
like,
I gonna say?
Hey, what do we?
Can you lot see everyone at the same time?
Yeah.
No, I can see everyone except Jimmy. I have to scroll along to see Jimmy. I want to swap myself
Oh,
out
you gotta
for
put your.
Jimmy.
You gotta put your. No. Put your. It's the way you got your screen view. You gotta change your view.
I can see everyone.
Oh, yeah, I know. Yeah.
What?
Timmy.
Ow.
So up
Well,
at
you
the
on-
top, it got like a. If you see all people lined up at the top in the right, it should be like a little checker box. Looks like a gray Rubik.
No,
cube.
because I'm on my phone, so
Okay, so go to gallery view. However you do it on your phone, you go to gallery.
it's my gallery. I think I
scroll
only have a
across.
maximum of 4. I have a maximum of 4, so
Just get your cock out. What?
Oh my God.
Didn't say that. Darran said something to me yesterday that was interesting. That was
what I say?
true. He goes.
Should I say?
He goes. How does it feel that we're not good enough to be full-time comedians right now? How good does it feel?
Hey, yeah, true. True, because when I was a full-time comedian, nothing like this happened. If I took a night off, it was because I was doing too much drugs or something, or I was just lazy. But now it's like I can't. Like I catch like people who I know who are like full-time, like this is all they do. And I'm not talking about famous people who have like movie careers.
Yeah,
you can be like, I'm Chris Rock. I'll just go to Netflix, go to Amazon. You can watch me anywhere. I'm still gonna get money. Now, I'm talking about people who are just like only full-time and they have to gig every night, travel, and they rely on that shit. Their streams didn't have nothing, and they just sitting at home just like
running out of money.
Spent all that time talking shit about comedians online doing sketch shit, talking about them internet comedians, and them niggas at home laughing like, this is what I do. This is how I make money. So I'm good.
Time, man.
Real.
How's everyone been coping in this lockdown, though?
I mean, good. I don't know. Like, it's not really. I'm blessed. So this is normal life for me. This is not really.
Oh, don't say like that.
Shut up, Doc. This is not. This is not really. doing anything different. No, it actually sucks because you don't get to do, like, we can't even go out. Like, Darran don't even drink, but I'm just looking at Darran like, is this harder for you because now you really can't even go out and fucking drink if you wanted to?
No, for me, I replace drinking by just doing other shit, like going out to eat, just being out all the time,
using
whatever.
Using your privilege, whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh shit!
Speaking to managers, that's what.
Abusing managers,
The thing is, I can imagine Darran doing that, but just like as a piss take, innit? Just because he's bored. Like, now I'm gonna speak to the manager because I'm bored.
But no, it's just bad. It's like same with you, Phileo. It's just that kind of lack of freedom. But that shows you kind of how pussy we are right now, because this is my freedom god. Because my ancestors probably had a bit less freedom than this, but it's like, but for me, this is a massive like lack of freedom, man.
You can just break the rules, innit? Just break the rules.
A lot of people are.
Where you going? But where you going?
People having house parties, dog. Over here by me, I swear to God, when I'm like, if I go on a walk, I do a night walk. I don't do the day walk because I'm like, it's too many motherfuckers out in the day. So I go do a night walk. It's man, you can see
you're doing a night walk around Leighton.
I ain't worried about these motherfuckers, man.
Oh, yeah, well, to be fair, you come from the country of guns and shit.
Yeah. Anyway, like, if you gonna stab me, we both got stabbed. I'm gonna pull it out. We both get stabbed.
Have you ever been stabbed?
Me, no, I got cut. That's
the way you said it so casually, like, I'm just gonna pull the knife out. Like,
I just imagine I'll be so mad that this motherfucker actually got to stab me that I have to kill him. I can't die and go to heaven and all my cousins and niggas got killed by guns. Like, wait, how you did? Was it
lose respect,
Yeah, nah.
I imagine Phileo just being indignant they got stabbed. Like, he's still there. Just, like, what? You stabbed me?
To hell.
You stabbed me?
I get sent to hell for getting stabbed instead of getting shot.
It's not credible.
People have, you know how people have they like windows, like the windows is you can kind of see through, like even on the ground floor, which is crazy. You can see people having people over. I'm like, yo, what the fuck are you doing? Like, I know all those people don't live in your little one bedroom.
Wait, are they Indian?
Oh my goodness. You're doing one episode of this podcast. You're doing one episode.
Nah, these is white people. Of course, it's white people breaking the rules. It ain't.
They make the rules.
Niggas is too afraid of the police to be out here doing. I've seen like one group of black people online breaking the rules, and the police came and broke them up. So I was like, well, you knew that was going to happen.
The thing is, I ain't really seen police out like that.
There's police over here. They kick people out the park. If you in the park and you just like sunbathe, they kick you out.
Did you hear this new rule? Yeah, where you can sit down on a park bench if you're eating a sandwich.
You can or can't?
You can.
Yeah, no, they taped up the park by me. They taped up all the benches. They put tape around.
No doubt.
But apparently, if you're eating a sandwich, you can sit on the bench.
That's
wow.
This is
so I was about to go to the park with 500 sandwiches.
It's kind of silly because there's no law. Like in the States, a lady just got arrested actually for having her kids playing at the park with a bunch of other kids. So they're like putting that shit in the law. Here is not the law, right? It's like you can just do what you want to a degree.
What, here?
Yeah.
Well, they just give you a £30 fine.
A what?
A £30 fine.
Oh.
Yeah. So it depends on how rich you are. So probably only Darran and Michael Akadiri can afford to.
I can't afford no fine right now.
Doctors and people, finance, surgeons and finance money. They're like, I pay the fine. I pay the fine. I don't care.
I got a question for y'all, because for me it's harder at nighttime. Is it harder at nighttime or daytime for y'all? Like for me it's harder at nighttime because I'm like I could be at a gig.
I just masturbate a lot, so I fall asleep. So
Oh. Trust this guy.
And I'm not even bullshitting. Jimmy, are you in a toilet, bro?
Isn't it? It's so echoing like a ghost.
I'm 100% taking a shit.
Oh,
Yeah,
my God.
Bare echo.
Wait, I knew it.
So much reverb.
Doing something.
I'm not even going to pretend to lie right now. I am enjoying it.
You could have done that before you logged in.
Nah, bro. It had to. You know, when the time comes, it comes.
Man's all sending me messages. Let me in the group. Let me in the meeting thing. You could have used that time to bang this shit, bro.
I couldn't connect to that. I'm not sure.
And if anyhow, when you finish here,
I think I don't get good Wi-Fi in this part of the house.
when you finish here, if you turn your camera off, I'm just gonna assume you didn't wash your hands.
Oh shit! True.
Yeah,
that.
we need to see you wash your hands.
We need to see the shit as well.
Watch it for the appropriate amount of time.
That's true.
Happy birthday song.
20 seconds, baby.
I'm gonna walk out and slap my baby in the face. I'm gonna go walk over to my door. As soon as I'm done, I'm gonna slap her one time. For no reason, I'm just gonna slap her thing. Just to remind her.
For no reason.
I run things with my shitty hands. Shut up. What do you thought that stupid game?
Hey, if another country around here, like say like France, like they come out of lockdown, y'all niggas trying to go to France or what?
Nah.
Not really.
Because things, I'm not trying to get stuck. Bro. So I was meant to be going, because I was meant to go Mauritius, isn't it? Before.
Oh yeah, you was, yeah.
Oh, was that your long honeymoon?
Yeah,
that's real gay. Anyway.
I mean, like I said, I'm not trying to boast about money and stuff, but it was my third honeymoon.
Man goes,
anyway.
I'm going Mauritius.
Yeah.
Man's like, we lost the flight money and the hotel, but it's, we're just...
No, I'm trying to get that back. But Mauritius,
washing his hands.
Mauritius is fully under martial law. Like, it's not like here.
Shit, yeah.
Mauritius is fully, you need a letter from the government to say you can go to the shops.
They have a government.
And I'm reading. And I'm reading this just articles of people who thought, fuck it, we're going to fly out just before it got fully locked down. And they've been stuck there. And they've extended it to the end of May now. So they're there for 8 weeks. 8 weeks, no hotel, just like a rented apartment. 4 people locked in. Bro.
That's a dream for a night,
nice.
Real quick.
Yeah,
all the countries that we're are nice to go to as tourists, but if you're locked in the apartment and you can't go out, then that country becomes very real, very shit.
Yeah,
there'd be
real
a
fast.
whole lot of fucking going on in that apartment. I'll tell you that.
Banged up a bro, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I was meant to go to Italy at the beginning of March. I didn't go.
Yes.
Oh yeah, you did. Hey, you know what? You lucked out, bro. You would have been stuck, right?
Hey, what you talking about? You was telling me to go.
Yeah, because I wanted you to die, but I'm saying like you would have been.
I was like, should I go? He was like, yeah, fuck it.
Yeah, fuck it. Don't worry about it. I just want to see what would happen.
All he was worried about was me bringing back Italian cigarettes.
Yeah, that's all I needed. I was like, he got.
Oh my goodness.
Made so much money off the annual Kazeem Jamal benefit.
Oh yeah.
This comic that nobody knows.
Nah, but your potential.
Yeah.
You know, like when rappers die after their first album, and everyone goes, you know how good they would have been. That would have been you.
No, but they were already good.
Nah, that would be you because you've got your special on YouTube.
How many out?
Who was there to see it?
Fucking 650 views, yeah.
Nah.
After you die, you will get loads more.
It will be so lit.
I might fake my death.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, that's a comeback.
Hey, Michael, can you, because obviously you're a doctor and you're Nigerian, so can you like deets me a death certificate?
Like I'm Harold Shipman, you know?
That'd be a good little side hustle. Just deets death certificate.
I didn't get an insurance payout. So you just get a nice slice of insurance payout.
And then obviously Michael knows how to, like change your name to like John Smith or something.
Hilarious.
Feedback's a bitch.
That's a mad.
Do you remember that?
You know.
Do you remember that Don we saw on the at South Kensington tube station?
That Harry Potter Don.
Yo, me and Michael did this gig, at this like sister company for the BBC, and then he had a gig at South Ken. So I went with him. He was on the tube station, we're just talking, and then out of nowhere, Michael was just like, "Can you see this? Can you see this brother behind me?" And I take this one. You know them guys. One of their eyes are just way over there, bro. Just looking at something else. Like, you know how like predators, their eyes are at the front, and then like rabbits and shit, their eyes are at the side. He was like half predator, half prey. And he
half prey.
Oh, and he was in some like Harry Potter like gown. And he was and we were in tears, bruv. We were in tears. Yeah, someone else finds it funny as well.
Not like one of the people that be at Soul Man shows.
No, I didn't get home. I didn't get home that day, man. I was in bits, man. Oh my God.
And then they started forcing people out of their chairs.
Yeah, he was looking a bit mad, fam. It wasn't even like he was in the Harry Potter. He was looking a bit different, like the New York subway. You know the bad mad people in the New York subway.
Oh yeah,
like,
that shit was crazy. You be like, come on, man, I gotta go to another cart. I can't be in a cart with this dude.
Hey, Phileo, in New York, is there like a time of day, like a day of the week, where they just let all the crazy people out of the mental institution?
Yeah, it's called every day.
Nah. Like, is there a specific date? Because when I went to New York, it was like Monday, cool. Tuesday, cool. Wednesday, cool. Thursday,
yeah, you know what?
Crazy people everywhere.
I don't know what they did, but you're right. They do swap. They do. If you've been there for a certain amount of time and they deem you like mentally sound because you just been quiet though. Basically, you just don't start no shit. You start letting motherfuckers out. That's what they do. And you'll see it. You'll be walking up the street. You'll be like, yo, what's going on? It's like a college letting out or something. What is this? And it's just crazy niggas drooling and shit. You like, oh shit.
And they were all in the Burger King, all of them.
Yeah. They just because people, you know what? People will buy them food, or they just wait on the Burger King people to go around back, and we'll just give you a bunch of shit. But that's fucked up because if you say no to them, they're not like nice. You know what I mean? You're like, oh no, I know you got something.
It's different because London they try to hit you. They try to hit you with the religion. When you go, oh sorry man, I ain't got any money. It's like, no problem, my brother. God bless you. Yeah, and God wants.
I'm an atheist.
I'll pray for you. And it's like, just leave. Yeah, just leave it.
Now you should be like, yeah, I guess he got blessed one of us. It ain't gonna be you. Definitely looking for, yo, you might want to switch guys, bro. You might want to switch up. Might want to switch up guys, man.
Now, I've been telling you the story about when.
I mean, that you're praying on 4G, pray on 5G, get that connection to God.
Oh my days. I will tell you the story about when this homeless guy asked me to buy him food.
Nah.
So it was where we used to work, Phileo, at Aldgate, yeah? So you'd have to come downstairs, all the way downstairs to have a cigarette. So I'm out there having a cigarette and I see this homeless guy like approaching people. And I'm like, all right, he's going to get to me at some point. So he comes to me, he's like, oh, excuse me, mate. And I'm like, yeah. And I'm like, he's gonna ask for like money or something. He was like, I don't want any money. I was like, all right, cool. I was like, he's going to want a cigarette. He's like, I don't want any cigarettes or anything like that. Just, can you buy me something to eat? And I was like, do you know what? Yeah, I can do that for you. I can buy you something to eat. And then he goes, oh, thank you so much, man. And puts his hand up for me to shake his hand.
Yeah.
And you know what this reminds me of? Yeah, it reminds me of your bit, Jimmy, about the homeless guy. He puts his hand out for me to shake it. Yeah. So I look at his hand. He looks at me looking at his hand. And in my head, I'm like, I can't not shake his hand.
You know, you destroy the beautiful moment.
Yeah, it will crush him. So I shake his hand, yeah, but part of my hand, like gets his sleeve, and his sleeve is soaking wet. Right? And like, I can't even like wipe this on myself. Like, you know, like if you spill, like, oh, just wipe that off. So I just got this moisture on my hand. I don't know what it is. And then I'm like, all right, let's get you something to eat, yeah? This is how I know this guy was a pussy. This guy walks into Pret. There's a Tesco Express right next to it. I'm thinking I'm gonna get man like a £3 meal deal. This guy walks into Pret, picks up like one of them boxes that are like £4.50 for like 2 boiled eggs and a sausage. He's like, "Can I get this?" He's like a little kid in a like when you take him to the shop. Can I get this? Can I get this? I'm like, yeah, get that. And he's like, "Can I be really cheeky and get a drink?" I'm like, "Yeah, but this is Pret, bruv. They selling Coke for like £2.80 in here." Anyway, he gets his Coke. And I pay for it. He's like, "Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much." And then he puts his hand out for me to shake it again. Oh. I just spud him. I spud him. Oh. I spud him and leave. I go back into my workplace, and I swear to God, I wash my hands for 25 minutes.
Bro.
25 fucking minutes.
Bro. I would have to say something to him. I'm like, "Come on, man. You know, you can't put us both in this situation now. You know."
I want to know why his hand was so moist.
Right. Come on, brother. You know your hand is wet now. Jerry said from Rabbit.
Have you ever seen a homeless man asking people for money and they come in your
What's
way?
going on?
Doesn't that make you kind of way?
What is Jimmy talking from?
Ask him.
Hold on, Jimmy, you need to reroute your connection from Sierra Leone and bring it back to the UK. Bring it back to the UK service, please.
You got no 5G,
Jimmy. Jimmy's connection makes him sound like he's talking in clicks or something. The only person that can understand is Michael Akadiri, bro.
That audio is different, cuz.
Everyone else was like, "What's he saying?" Michael's like, "Interesting. Yeah, go on, please."
Interesting.
Oh shit! Do you know what? Yeah, there's a chat option. Jimmy, anything you want to say, just say it in the chat, innit?
Right.
Because your connection is moving nuts.
Is it that bad? Can you hear me now? Right, let me come out and come back in.
Are you good now?
I'm good now?
Yeah, you can hear you now. Yeah. Just before it just sounded...
Whatever that joke was you was trying to say that wasn't going to land.
It sounded like a, no, I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it. I'm at peace with myself.
I'm in country right now, bro. You man are in London. I'm in
Milton. No, I'm in that shit.
Hey, Jimmy. Nigga, this is something I want to... I never been able to confront a motherfucker about this shit. Nigga, every time I'm on Facebook now, it'd be some random country Milton Keynes fucking bitch. It's like, you may be friends with, you may know her. I'm like, I don't know this one mutual friend. And then you, nigga, like, are these old country bitches? I'm like, who the fuck? I'm like, yo, Jimmy got fans.
And they're all old white dons, isn't it?
They all old. I'm like, who these old bitch? I don't know these old bitches.
So I do a lot of the pubs, like a load of pubs in Milton Keynes, and I do a bunch of their little circuits, load of pubs.
Do you know what? There is a lot of in Milton Keynes. Fucking roundabouts, man. You lot need to sort that shit out.
Hey, real. What is that noise?
Yeah, I hear that as well.
It's probably me.
Aliens trying to connect to the chat.
Hey, let me go through and mute people and see if it stops.
Yeah, the third.
Did it stop?
Yeah.
It's Jimmy. It's the first person I click.
We have a real technical difficulty, you know.
Man was playing PlayStation intensely. Gonna do them combos on Tekken or something.
Oh man.
Is it gone now, yeah?
Yeah, it's gone. The government aren't listening to us anymore. Hey, what's it like?
Kazeem's homeless story, man. That's so horrible.
Hey, I fed him.
No, not you. Horrible. Just the experience. On your
it was horrible. Traumatized me, man.
No, I had a homeless story outside Pret. It's not even that funny. It's just sad. It's just sad. I saw this woman was outside and she was just like obviously begging for change. She got enough change from her begging to actually get up and go into Pret and get herself. And I'm sat by the window. I've seen her like begging and stuff. She's got it. She's gone in. She has gone into Pret for no longer than 15 seconds. Next homeless guy walks along, looks at all of her like sheets and covers and stuff, and just picks them up and walks off and just jacks a sleeping bag.
Damn.
And then she comes out with her coffee, and you can see it's like she's just distressed. Like she's just looking down the street. She's walking down the street looking for it. And in my head, I'm just like, I saw it happen, but there wasn't anything I was gonna do.
I was gonna say, this story is just the story about how you didn't help.
Yes, that's right.
How you ruined this homeless woman's
Also,
life.
how peak is it that this man literally stole her whole house?
Exactly. That's the thing. The thing. You mean it's not a sleeping? It's a sleeping bag to us. That's her house. Most people get burgled.
That's wild.
Most people get burgled, but no one comes home and goes, "Rob, I used to live at number 32. Where is it?
Where is 32?
You pick it all up.
Only that could only happen to homeless people and travelers.
You can take someone's fucking caravan, innit?
Yeah, just take that whole. Just hook that up to
Like
the Jeep. You can take it with them in it.
Like a gypsy, right?
Yeah.
But you're not meant to say that. You're not meant to say that.
Say what?
Would you man really?
Wait, actually, you can say gypsy in it.
You can't call them gypsies.
No, I think traveler's the right word, but
You
I
can't
think
call him the
say
P
gypsy.
word. You can't call him the P word.
Listen,
Yeah.
they all fucking run around here calling somebody a nigger, so I'll call them whatever the fuck I feel like.
No, you can't. No, you can't call him.
Shit.
Hey, travelers are actually really nice to black people, man.
Who?
Yeah.
Travelers.
Yeah, man. It's the whole no Irish, no blacks, no dogs thing. They love us.
The Irish. The Irish gypsies.
Yeah, in my experience, it's been good.
Not like them Romanian Donnies. They only.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, no, bun them. Yeah, no, bun
They
them.
could,
Bun them.
I only, entertain them when I need like a new bathroom or something.
the ones who put a curse on you.
I need a new bathroom.
No, but that's what they're good at. That's what they're good at. Like
And they did.
they come to us for like sports and music. We come to them for like bathrooms and kitchens. That's where it is, bro.
Yeah.
Just-
True that.
Oh, my God.
Discount prices is critique.
Michael Akadiri is like, I hope my management don't see this.
Mate, exactly, Michael. You can't get Michael. Your job's Teflon, bro. You can't get sacked at the moment. Fine, it's impossible.
Yeah, I think right now. For now, they need me. After this is over, they go, look at this good show. And sack me. You entertaining this Romanian
That's why only you lot keep dancing in that. You keep doing new TikTok videos with the NHS lot because you know you lot get fired.
It's the
NHS.
NHS dancing and 2 comedians. That's the only people that dance on social media.
Listen.
Yeah, no, they're not happy about them TikTok videos. I've been seeing Daily Mail snap clips and all that shit, innit?
The NHS is upset about that?
No, not the NHS.
No.
The public. The public think that they're just everyone's just fucking around, isn't it?
Yeah, because the public is so basic. They're like, if dancing, then who's looking after the people in the hospital? It's like, I mean, I've just danced for 5 minutes. My whole shift isn't dancing.
Wouldn't it be funny? Wouldn't it be funny? Well, maybe not funny. Well, maybe funny to us because we're comedians. Wouldn't it be funny if you only did dancing TikTok videos when somebody died?
Oh, Kazeem Jamal.
That's the only time you can take a break.
Harold Shipman.
That's hilarious.
Not like it would be funny. Like that's why you did it. But like if it was a scandal and it came out, I'd be like, oh shit. That's what they were dancing for.
Ghanaian people are doing, innit? Have you seen them Ghanaian pallbearers that dance?
Oh, bro, I've got so many videos of that. That song is on loop. Yeah.
Oh, that's a Ghanaian thing.
Yeah, I'll send it. I'll send it in the group. I'll send it in the group after.
Because they do that in New Orleans a lot, but all our shit comes from Africa anyway. So.
Yeah.
They literally
And
you're in your
France.
coffin and they're carrying you. You think it's your time to rest, you guys are literally skanking.
It's bad.
Have you seen the ones where your coffin is like what you did? Like if you were like a pilot, your coffin would be in the shape of an airplane.
Nah, that's dope.
Yeah, they bury the coffin shaped of like what you did.
Hey, that's lit. If you're so somebody like Brandon or Marcus's coffin would be like a bomb.
Anyway, this has been a good podcast, guys. I'm at peace. I'm at peace with myself now. I don't want no trouble. I'm at peace with myself.
Phileo.
It's fun.
Just want to say that the thoughts expressed are those of the individuals.
100%. I'm trying to host the Oscars online. I'm trying to host the...
I said I'm trying to. That is hostless now.
Hostless, no, don't bring it back. I think take the heat down. They made a host. Bring it back. I think they'll bring it.
I think they should only have hosts that are homophobic, just to be like, so what?
Where's that?
Deal with it, innit?
A bit of the world is still like that. We just live in a bubble of London where everybody's like on TV only and on social media only saying a certain amount of shit. If you just get on social media, if you just put your location to like fucking Austin, Texas, ain't nobody up there talking about some damn equal rights. It's a complete opposite.
But the thing is, like I don't, you know, I'm not prejudiced towards like anyone. I couldn't give a shit what you do, But I just find it funny that, you know, my man makes tweets 10 years ago, and then like the gay community are so powerful that they get this man, he could lose his job. But then like a bunch of, you know, young black people are shot and killed. And we're like, Black Lives Matter. And they're like, no, all lives matter. Stop talking.
yeah, true that.
But this guy made some tweets 10 years ago, and they were like, we want justice. And it's like, well,
people allow that because
we want justice too. So
if you look, that's a great point. If you look at Louis C.K., he was like, all right, I'll put my own special on my own website. Do you know how much money this is made? That shit on his site. And it's good.
Yeah.
And it's actually good. Like, it's fantastic. So he's just like, what are you going to say? Because it was an article I saw that was like, oh, Louis C.K. puts out the special that no one wants to see. And it's like, I think a couple million people want to see it, not to mention the 20,000 who was in the audience.
No, that's true.
That sold out the fucking theater.
That's true. Like, if you...
I don't know who these... No one, but that's enough people. 20,000 fans is enough fans.
And that's
like, if I had 20,000 fans now, and I could sell 20,000 seaters where I go, I'm actually very good.
Yeah, to think you can sell 20,000 tickets.
Yeah, that's like
consistent.
I don't care if there's like 20. I don't care if there's 200 people on Twitter that hate me. It's like, well, there's 20,000 that just paid to see me. 200 suck dick.
When you think about the numbers that that level of comedian does, it's unreal. I was watching Kevin Bridges on BBC, and he did a 19-night residency at the Glasgow Hydro Centre, which is some like 12,000 seater, and he did 19 nights in a row, sold out.
That's that. How much he like the whole of Scotland though? That's mad.
Remember, that's in one town. That's in one city. So, and he managed to sell it out 19 times, and that was at.
You have to imagine that's not a lot of. Maybe you got like a few people that went 2 nights, but no one went every fucking day. That's a lot of fucking people.
That's so far.
Yeah, you can't. That's what I'm saying. So people like him, if he doesn't have anything streaming, he's sitting at home like, Jesus.
Yeah. Plus, that was in his home. That's in his hometown as well.
Oh, so he's got a hometown advantage.
Yeah, I can't even imagine.
But then there's also arena.
It is a massive thing to do.
That was big, man. Big.
I would be happy doing 12,000 seater once.
Right, exactly.
Imagine.
I'd be like, oh shit, I did 12,000. That's amazing, and I'd be good.
And arena's levels though. Imagine a whole, not even like a theater, like a whole big arena.
A football stadium, like doing Arsenal or even shitty Spurs stadium, whatever. It's like 65,000 people.
That's the part of comedy is that intimacy. Like you miss intimacy. Like imagine a stadium, you're literally got to get fucking binoculars just to see it.
Yeah.
You're on the screen, down on the stage. Like, if you ain't got that money like that, that's the downside of the big sort of.
Do you know how much your joke has to bang to make 65,000 people at once?
Do you know what I'm saying? Do you know like how great you have to be?
But the thing is, do you think that like what's on average, throughout the hour, that 60,000 people are laughing at the same time?
No, I don't think it'll happen.
Yeah, it's got to be
the time they're collectively making noise when you come on stage and when you leave.
Yeah. Because there's got to be something along the way where they're like, I didn't think that was that funny, or I didn't get it. Or...
Exactly.
But I was going to say that, but I feel like if you're selling out 65,000, like they've all come to see you, no matter what you're saying, these people are laughing. I got to like the last Kevin Hart special is dead, and they hung on to every last word, and I'm like, I don't.
But it's like, but I was at Kevin Hart's thing at the O2. Not to make it about like him, but the same way, because the arena is so big, like if you get half the people laughing, then
sounds like everyone's
still
laughing.
Got a loud noise. Yeah, you still got a loud noise, but because it's so big and Michael said it lacks intimacy, what ends up happening is you easily kind of switch off because you're so far away. And he's talking about something. I'm not feeling this, and I actually need to go to the toilet. Let me just get up and go to the toilet. And you see people just getting up, leaving. If you're locked into a theatre that's 2 people, and you make a joke that bags, like I think you're more likely to laugh at something you don't find funny if you're one of 2,000.
Oh hell yeah! Just because
if you are of 120,000.
Part of it is just because you're like, okay, I don't want to be the person that looks stupid.
And also, how many people in a 60 or whatever? How many people in an arena are there just because, like, say, like your partner really likes Kevin Hart, but you don't, but they ain't got. It's like it's 2 tickets and
night out.
I got this for us, or you know what I mean?
Corporate tickets as well.
Yeah.
Or there's a lot of people who just it sounds easy, but they don't even know his comedy. They just know he's famous online. Motherfuckers just look.
But they seen him in a movie. And he was funny in Jumanji.
And they was like, oh, I got to go see this. You must be. And then they go, that's not the same dude from Jumanji. You be like, nigga, it's Jumanji, motherfucker. The Rock is not the same dude from Jumanji. You follow this motherfucker. Yeah. What you thought?
That's what I read about Tracy Morgan. Apparently, I've never watched it, but 30 Sun Rock, the sitcom. Yeah. So he did a show out in Australia. I only read this because I read the review. And then apparently people see him in that, and obviously completely different in the sitcom than his stand-up, innit? So then his stand-up was still very vulgar. So people apparently walking, according to the review, people walking out because they're like, this ain't the same Tracy I know. And like,
no, because Tracy's stand-up is like, if you think anything we've ever said on stage, like any of us, is like, oh, that's savage. You look like fucking pancake, like a cupcake. Tracy say some crazy shit. It's funny. He's got one he did in San Francisco, and I'm not gonna do the bit properly, but he got a whole bit about how cocaine built the pyramids, and it's just like you just sitting there like this nigga is he's lost his damn mind. But it's so funny. But people see SNL or 30 Rock, and he's like goofy, happy Tracy, and then they go see his stand up, and he's like, yeah, nigga. Yeah, I eat my bitches. I lick my bitches stretch marks. He's like, what the fuck is this nigga talking about? It's like,
it's not consistent, innit? I guess.
No, you like, I thought he was like a nice family man. You talking about coming on the stretch marks, and you just like, I don't know.
But that's the thing, innit? Like, I always think, like, if you're building a brand, that your brand has to be consistent. But how you are online has to be how you are offline. That's what I sometimes always think, like, because people can get confused if they see one side of you, which is like, let's say you're goofy online, but then you come to your stand a bit serious talking. Yeah. It's a bit, people like, who are you then?
Well, that's why some people find it hard to do both.
Definitely.
They try to the quick following, which is like, okay, let me do the challenges and the sketches that everybody kind of does. And then people expect that from you when you go do stand-up and you're talking about like, you know, like if I was out here doing fucking rush challenges and goofy dance videos all the time, and then people come see me and I'm like, so there's one time, you know, I shit in this sink and they're like, what? What happened to the fucking, what happened to that guy? It's like, that guy.
That's why whenever
that guy, so you follow me.
That's why whenever I do any sketches online, I try and keep them to like.
Yeah, it's true. yours was very much like your stand-up.
Yeah,
your branding is on point all across the board.
So they know.
Yeah. There's no surprises there. I struggle with that. I'm thinking, wow, like, how do I maintain it? I've not found the formula yet.
It's all. I think it's more about being yourself. Like who do you present yourself as in general? Just try to find the funny in that. Sometimes people's comedy, they don't realize that your comedy doesn't translate to a sketch or just an online video. It just doesn't. It's not for that. Maybe be in someone else's or help someone else write something. You might not be the person that can do all of that, or it's going to take you a while to find that groove or build it, or it'll take you time to build that audience. People don't want to wait. A lot of comics don't want to wait no more. They don't want to like they look at Louis C.K. and Bill Burr and people like that, and like the guy you mentioned, and they're like, oh my God, they like millions of followers. And like, they've been doing 30 years.
People.
Of course, it took them, and they've been consistently the same person for 30 fucking years. They have not. Louis C.K. is not different now than he ever was, and so it's just like
there's not.
People
that's the thing, isn't it? I guess all these sort of success things are like the early years when you're not getting that recognition, you staying with it and having the determination to stay with it, because that's when a lot of people fall off. Obviously, you get money issues, you get family issues, you get people questioning you.
Yeah,
and that's when you're building your thing, isn't it?
Do you know what is a big, something that annoys me? But it might annoy other people as well. I might be in that category as well myself. I don't know. Is that, have you seen these adverts that are on TV about the banks? And they got like comics doing like
So
there's this white girl, I think her name's Lauren or Laura or something like that, yeah. And she's got one on the TV now where she's like talking to her future self, blah blah. You seen that one?
No, I ain't seen it.
But she's a comic, yeah. And I was like, oh, so she must be like, you know, pretty. She's been doing this a long time, like to get these kind of deals, blah blah blah. I went on her Instagram and it was like just today, and it was like a month ago. It was like today's a year in stand-up, and I'm just really happy. And I was like, shit, man. And I ain't gonna lie, part of me was like, how the fuck did she get that in a year? She's on TV, and I've been doing only 1 year longer, and I was in my head going, but how come I ain't got that or anything like that? But it's just, I don't know. But that can like deter people from being like.
Well, yeah, I can tell you how she got that, because I got approached for that as well.
Why didn't you do it, fam?
No, I did. No, so what happened? So the person who does like the kind of recruiting for it, they approached me and said, "Oh, could you send an audition video to them?" I sent mine, and then they sent an email back going, "Yeah, all received and stuff." And they said, "Oh, we're stopping the campaign. Like because they did the first one, they had like all the first set comedians. They said, right, it's been successful, we'll do it again." So they stopped the campaign. But they said we'll be in contact if we pick the campaign back up again. So it's the old saying, in it. It's not about what you know, it's about who you know. So it's literally because it was a guy who I gigged with before. He goes, "Oh, you work in like finance, don't you?" I was like, so he couldn't remember really gigging with me. It's just we were friends on Facebook because I'm a comedian, sees I'm doing okay, and he knows like, oh, I've got some kind of finance background. So he's like, "Oh yeah, like, would you be interested in writing something for?" I was like, "Oh yeah, sure, I'll write something. There's no harm." So again, it's just who knows. And there's people obviously who've been doing it way longer than I have, who would, if I had got on there, they would look to me like, or they might even gig to think of this guy even funny.
I think a lot of it's never. I learned early on. My first year I learned it's not about how funny you are at all. I mean, you guys know a bunch over here, but I know a bunch in the States who are legends who are funnier than most of the who are famous, and they're never going to be more than that. And it isn't anything to do with how funny they are. It's just to do with who they know, what, you know, how it can be marketed, and just did they go to the fucking audition? Like, I got mad shit. I did a bunch of adverts just because a friend of mine, she was in LA, she was like, "Come audition for this." I'm not fucking auditioning for this. She's like, "Just come do it." And then I got a Doritos fucking commercial. You know what I mean? Just because I turned the fuck up. You know what I mean? So it's a lot of that shit. It's also who I know, and then just turn it up. Just
but like you say, those things like they will separate the committed from the ones that aren't.
Yeah, because if you back it up, if you do that, and then people are like, whoa, I love this guy who's always doing the fucking Tesco adverts. Man, this guy's great. He's doing every Tesco advert. I see him all the time. They're so funny. And then they see you, or they try to look for your comedy, and you fucking terrible. Then that's it. And unless you keep acting, it's a wrap for you.
Yeah.
So,
and
that happens. It's probably more in the States than here, but that happens a lot in the States. A motherfucker will be like on fire on TV, and then all of a sudden people go see them, and they be like,
and that goes back to my point earlier as well, because it depends. Again, it's about your personal brand. If you end up doing that, like none of us are going to turn down an advert for something like Tesco, where it's just huge.
You're going to be on TV every day.
Right, but the thing is that Tesco is it's not an adults thing, and I think all of our comedy is probably aimed at 18 plus.
Yeah,
so if you're the guys in the Tesco advert messed around, going, well, look, I've got 2 for 1 on this, and you're just funny. Yeah. People are like, oh, this guy's really funny. He seems really bothered. They come to see you, and you're just like, white supremacy. I'm talking about white supremacy.
Like, but you know what I've seen?
Wait,
I've seen comics.
2 for 1 piece. I just thought it was 2 for 1 on
I've seen comics do that shit and then put in their profiles online, all their little profiles, like, I'm not the same person from the whatever Tesco commercial, but that's not my brand of comedy. Yeah, they put that as their like thing, like, do not, if you like me enough. Yeah, just like a disclaimer, like, hey, listen, this is not. And even on shows, they'll be like, hey, when you book me and you're doing any promo, you need to put, he's in commercials, but that nigga talks about snorting cocaine out of girls' assholes. So for the
who's this guy? He sounds like a legend.
Don't come.
That guy, Adam Rowe, that's his name.
Yeah, he's in the nationwide.
Yeah, but he kept it like. Without this, without the swearing and stuff, that was him. And I was like, because I watched this stuff previously, I was like, oh, that's really good. He's managed to like stay the same on a national TV advert. That's like
he's one of the hardest working comedians as well.
Oh, that motherfucker work hard. Yeah,
works hard.
But you just have to.
When I saw him on that advert, I was happy for him.
Right. So with that Adam,
big still.
Yeah. So with Adam. See, you can tell, like, can go through that process. They gave you kind of 2 options when it came to your jokes for the advert. It was either write a joke for the advert or pick one of your that's related to money or savings and use that. So I just got a feeling with Adam's joke, that was a joke he already had and already did. Yeah. And he probably just cleaned it up for the advert.
That's usually how it goes.
So it fit into his personality and style of comedy.
That's how writer packets go. So if you ever get a writer's packet for like NBC or Fox or or BBC or whatever, you get a packet. It's usually here's a bunch of shit that we already have. Make it funny, and what can you do with it to make it? You know what I mean? Like your voice, our voice. What can you do? And that's usually how they want to know if you can write and shit. It's the same thing. I would imagine most auditions like that, like come in with a piece you prepared. And then also here's the one we did.
Yeah. So like the advert that Tanya said, the Tango advert.
Yeah.
So I auditioned for that as well.
You as well, yeah.
Yeah.
Nico,
you
I was in there. Yeah, I saw me.
Listen, black comedian. Even I saw Rems. White Yardie was there. Every black comedian. Everyone was there. Johnny Cochran, everyone. So
wow, they sent out that memo far and wide.
Bruv. So we were still sat there waiting. We was called like, this is definitely by a white person because it's like, we want something who's a bit urban. Urban is the side where we looked at like the casting room. We was like, okay, we see what urban is. Because I was joking, me and Johnny's going, we're not urban. We're both from Harlem. We're not urban.
Johnny Cochran. I was like,
me and Johnny Cochran went to the same school.
Oh, for real?
Is it?
Yeah.
This is starting to make sense, man.
Yeah, so me and Johnny. Same primary school, secondary school.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Do you want to fuck or what?
I like Johnny, man. He's a nice guy.
Right, he's cool. He's a cool guy.
I find it funny that there's a Johnny Cochran here who's a comedian who also is well off, like the lawyer back in the States. I was like, wow, that name is okay.
But also, don't you feel like his parents were like, hold on a minute?
Yeah. Wait, is he older? How
no,
old
he's before. He's older. It's before OJ. The stuff. So it's one of those ones.
Shit, yeah.
No, we're all older than OJ trial. Actually, maybe Kazeem's not.
No, OJ
trial?
90 what? 94, 95?
OJ, you know OJ Simpson when they did the whole trial.
When was
you talking about OJ? You talking about OJ, the American football player, or OJ, the
American football player that killed?
What year?
95?
Are you talking about OJ, the comedian, the African guy?
No, OJ the comedian.
Who is OJ the comedian?
You don't know? You used to go Junior Bookers and talk about Big Dick Village.
I know exactly who you're talking about. You idiot. Nah. OJ. You idiot. No, not talking about OJ. Talking about OJ.
When was his trial?
Yes.
Your uncle. You know the one.
Don't do that.
The OJ trial was what, 90? What?
I'm looking at it. Yeah, 94, 95.
Yeah.
94.
That's me. So.
Oh, I'm 98.
Oh, so you'd have been a kid. It's 94.
98. This is different fraud.
Look at him, man.
Nigerian. 98.
I'm 93.
Yeah. So yes, Johnny was named before Johnny Cochran was a world famous. So that could happen to anyone. You could just be going around with your name, and then there's some serial killer who has sex with rabbits, and his name's Kazeem Jamal.
Well, why do you have to put it out there like that? So now,
and then now each time you come out on stage, you like, hi people, I'm Kazeem Jamal. And I was like, and you're like, no, not one.
I'd instantly change my name.
Everyone just laughs.
I'd instantly change my name.
You have
to Abu Hamza.
Brand, mate. Actually, Kazeem, question: do you get booked for?
Here we go. Muslim gigs.
Islamic
Here you
gigs
go. Yeah.
Your name. Yeah. Do you? Do you? Because of your name.
Do ya?
All right.
Do ya?
Do ya?
Look at Akadiri. Do ya? Oh, fucking do ya, son. Do ya?
Let me know.
No, because I know some people. Because who was telling me? Because they're like Middle Eastern, but their families are all Christian, but they get booked for like so many kind of Islamic gigs because of just where the country they're from. Is I'm not even Muslim, but they booked me for these gigs. I was trying. Who was? I need to think who it was. But yeah. But do you get like inquiries about it?
Not really. You know Salman though.
Yeah.
He was like, he called me up one day. He was like, "Oh, I want you to come and do Pakistan versus whatever." Like whatever the other one was. What was it? Pakistan versus India or something like that.
India, I guess. Yeah.
Like, yeah, I want you to come and do that. Because I think it'll be quite funny. He's like, we won't put your picture on the post or anything. We'll just put your name in it, so everyone just thinks like you're one of us. And then you come out, and then you just be black.
That's the joke. You just be you.
Come out.
Them shows pay well, don't it? I heard anyway. I've never done one, but I heard them shows pay well, man.
I can't lie.
They pay you with 72 virgins.
That doesn't sound like a good time to me.
Where did Michael go? I could do that.
No, I'm not being cancelled back. My career's too young, boy.
I'm just telling the truth. I'm just telling the truth.
I swear, I didn't see Michael move. I didn't see Michael get up. I just saw an empty chair. That was.
They go, just invoice us. Just invoice us for 72 virgins, and we'll 30 days later. Do you want it by backs or?
Stop this man! Stop this man!
Backs or check or?
These views.
Oh, Kazeem Jamal.
These are Kazeem Jamals.
Do you know what I do a lot? apart from Wahala, is now like, you know, these other people have got like Jamaica versus the world, or Jamaica versus Caribbean versus West Indies.
Yeah.
I mean Africa is a few of these promoters have got in contact with me and was like, can you come and be on both teams?
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
that's kind of cool.
Yeah, so I did one. Exactly. I can't lose. So I did one with like Ori, Ade, Victor, and them lot. And at first, Mr. C was the host, and he the way he was doing it at the end, it made it sound like he was going to say the Caribbean one. So I started walking over to the Caribbean side, then he was like, the winner's like Africa, and I just walked back to the other side. Ori tried to grab me and bring me back to the other side. I was like, you know, losers.
Have you done the clashing thing that they do when they cuss? Have you done that?
You did do that, right?
I did that with Darran. Me and
Kazeem did that. Yeah, man, at the Indigo 02, light work.
Hold on, let's rewind.
Drop that in, yeah.
Let's rewind a second. Are you saying you won at the Indigo?
Nah, I said I won on the whole tour.
Yeah, he won the whole tour.
I won the tour.
He won the whole tour. But I'm the London.
Because it was basically London was the only city we went to that actually had more Africans than Caribbean. That's why.
For real, bro.
It was hilarious because we'd do the battle and everyone, it'd be like equal laughter for both people. And then at the end, he goes, okay, so who won? Did Team Africa win? Boo!
It was heartbreaking.
You laughed.
It was heartbreaking.
You laughed at every joke this guy just said. It's like, Jamaica. They had to keep reminding people, you're not voting for the country, you vote for who you thought was fun. Like,
but it didn't matter. But the thing is, if you was in the crowd, I would do the exact same thing. I would do the exact same thing. I had people coming up to me afterwards like, I cheered for you because I'm actually from St. Kitts, so I'm not actually Jamaican, so I cheered for you.
Yeah,
I was like, there's like 5 people in your country and they're all here tonight, so that didn't go very far from me.
Country? 5 people on the island, man.
Island, you know, that square meter of land.
That bedroom of an island.
That was fun.
There's a clashing thing's fun.
I've never done it before. I've done one at the Camden Centre, but I only done like a set. I've never done the clashing thing because I've seen it on YouTube. I used to watch like Jamie Howard do it and Uri Styler go against the big Nigerian guy. I forgot his name. Is it Ade? What's his name? Anyway, the big Nigerian.
A-Dot.
Yeah.
You know he puts that accent on.
Like, it's so funny.
But it's on this white yard, isn't it?
Who put it?
No, wait.
Oh my God! Nah, again, I'm dissing myself with these comments.
What did he say?
He said white yard. He puts his accent on.
Yeah, man.
You do.
Don't get me wrong.
He does. No, he does.
He's British as well, though. You get me? Like he's.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's not. I don't think that's disrespect.
So if you see him just on that same thing, he don't sound like how he sounds on stage.
No, I've heard mad comics here say that same exact thing, and then I've heard him.
He'd be like, "Oh yeah."
I've heard him talking about something like, "Oh, that's not."
Look at Akadiri's face.
I know. Akadiri's like, I'm trying to distance myself from these comments. No, from what I imagined, and I've because I've heard him talk backstage as well. I think it's his accent, his natural speaking accent, will be somewhere between British and Jamaican. And then he, obviously, when he's on stage, because his character is White Yardie, he's like, have to go back. It's not so much put it on, but go back into his Jamaican accent.
It's a character, isn't it?
Yeah, because you've seen some videos online where he's playing like someone who's British, and his accent is spot on.
No, I've not seen them. I've just seen the white thing, isn't it? So
there's one. Yeah, so he does stuff like there's one where he's a delivery man and he's delivering food. It's proper. It's eating the delivery, but he's just British and he's just like, right. His accent is mad because it just sounds. Both sound natural. Yeah.
So I was seeing all of that stuff on YouTube and that, and I always thought like, there's no way. Like if man starts cussing my mum on stage, I'm gonna have to fuck someone up. Like that's a bit.
But that's the thing, right? That's the thing.
Like,
you got
she's a boo boo. I mean, she's a fucking baby, bro.
Nah, you got it all depends. Like I think me and Darran were quite like fortunate to be friends before we agreed to do it, and then we kind of like we didn't sit down per se and write it together. But I wrote my jokes, he wrote his, and then we just told each other what the jokes were, and was like, what's not okay, what is okay, blah blah.
Yeah, no, that's good because Jamie Howard and Addy. Yeah. See that one on YouTube?
No,
I'm gonna have to check that one
Jamie Howard, and I think it's Addy, the one with the glasses.
Yeah.
Like it's like Jamie Howard's like whiter than white.
Yeah, exactly.
He's chilling. Oh my days! I'm watching it like.
Right, and I'm telling you, like, if Kim did the jokes he did on the Wahala tour to me, and I hadn't seen them before, and I think vice versa, you'd be spun.
Oh yeah,
because you'd be like, what? No, that's and have everyone because have everyone laugh like 400 people upwards, proper just belly laugh at someone
at you as well.
Your heart starts going. It's like, no. The fuck, your neck starts getting hot. Just like,
and your culture, your whole culture, they're laughing at you.
Yeah,
and you're the representative of all your people, and they're just laughing at your whole people, the whole of your people.
Yeah.
But you know
what? Even seeing the posters and then hearing some of the stories, I'm like, oh yeah, that's why they don't do this in America because somebody get shot.
Guns are out.
No, straight up. I was like, I've heard some of the distance. I don't know what tour y'all were on, but y'all said it was like two of the older guys, like the legends here, doing that, and I think one of them was Jamaican. Obviously, the other one was not Jamaican, whatever. But the Jamaican dude was like slaughtering the African dude, maybe, and it was like some offensive shit. And I was like, yeah. He would have got machete back home. That would have been good because it's too much anger. It's like, well, I can't go home after this. Like, what am I supposed to do?
And this is the thing, and I think as long as because they were prepared, it was easy just to keep your emotions in check. Be like, right, I've got to just tell my joke after. They'll laugh, and then he'll tell his joke, and then
like at the end, y'all friends, y'all know each other.
Yeah, and at the end, whoever laughs. Exactly. Now, imagine because they don't really know each other. We start dropping jokes about mums. Start jokes about where people are from. So, don't really know you like that. Don't really know you like that.
I'll start moving like Azealia Banks and wilding out, bro. I'll just
what was good? Do you know what was funny though? What was funny is that so we did the first night in Sheffield and it all went, fine. We all told our jokes, and then whatever the next date was, Darran, he came with this quick response to one of my jokes, like a follow up, and I was like, all right, that's what we're doing now, So we would always put in like these sly responses to each other's jokes, but then not tell the other person what it was, just to catch them off guard. And then I had the deepest one for him, and then he couldn't make it. So I had to battle Spuds. So I brought out this Tesco's bag, and just put it on the floor. Didn't mention it. And then he was doing jokes. I was doing jokes. And then he outright said, I can't think of anything to say, so you go again. I said, no problem. While you wait, I got a gift for you. I don't know if it's the right brand or whatever, but hopefully it's okay. And I took it out of Tesco's bag, and it was just like a bottle of Mr. Muscle's bleach for the Jamaican. So I gave that to him, The whole crowd lifted, and it was hilarious. My mistake is I went and told Darran what I did. I told him what I did. So when the next time we did it, he had a response. I was like, you fucker, you bastard. I should never have told him what I did.
You'd have caught me off guard.
Man slid the bleach back across to me and was like, you should keep it because, Africans and their cleaning jobs. I was like, oh my God. Oh, you got me. And that was it. It was done. There's always a moment, I think.
That's nice back and forth, man.
There was a few dates that we did where there was like moments where you were like, yeah, I've lost.
Yeah. 021.
It was like
021, I knew I'd lost. 021, I was like, it's over.
Also, never laugh at the other person's joke.
Yeah, that's the one.
Oh, you laugh at them. Like, yeah.
Because he said a new one at the O2, and it was like, I can't remember what it was, but it was so funny that I just burst out laughing like I was in the crowd. Like,
Yeah.
I had no comp. I was like, no, it's too funny. And then like, Darren, it's your turn, and I'm still there, like, yeah, sorry. Anyway, so Kazeem, I'm just like, now we have to try and get back into character. It's like, nah, you can't. It's gone. It's gone.
It's too late.
Was it Wales where they Will E or whatever, or Cat was like time, and we was like, nah, we just kept going.
No, it was Bristol.
It was Bristol, yeah. Bristol was. I think that's because it was
Bristol.
fun though.
Because Stam even went, nah, let him go, let him carry on.
And also, yeah, that was biased as well, because when it was so close, yeah, we'd done a couple of like revotes. The host would go to Stamina and be like, well, we need like an executive decision. He's Jamaican.
From
Every time he was like, Jamaica took it. I was like, what?
So he went for his obvious team.
Yeah, Jamaican supremacy. That's what it is. Jamaican supremacy in Black British comedy.
But it's fun. It is fun if you get the right person.
Yeah.
That's good. That sounds like, especially you guys telling it, that makes a lot of sense. It shouldn't be, because that's how it goes left sometimes. It's not planned. Like,
yeah, you see people haven't planned it. Yeah, haven't planned it, and it just starts getting a bit emotional.
Victor and Spurs, they didn't plan any of their battles, and their battles were shit. They will admit that as well. They said it themselves. Like Victor was like, I don't care. I don't care about it. And I was like, that's kind of, like, me and Darren was like, always like, okay, it's cool to win, blah, 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 but it's more about this being fun for the crowd.
Yeah, it's entertaining, isn't it? And that's how they remember you, and obviously hopefully you get followers and
100%.
You entertain that.
There's no like win bonus for winning. You just, well, you're gonna go home and be like, I won at Sheffield today or whatever. It's like no one cares after you leave. I mean,
your work colleagues Monday morning.
Jay Handley and Mr. This one was flipping hilarious. I saw that one.
Yeah, because you did some of the Jamaica versus England, didn't it?
Yeah, I did some of that, and
I did two of them because Sarah kept dropping out.
Yeah.
Their ones were good. But Jay's jokes always they always came off like semi-racist, like he meant that shit.
Well, you was there at Catford, didn't it? When it didn't go well. Was you actually? Were you there at Catford?
No, we did Catford Muse, but it wasn't a comedy clash.
No, it wasn't a comedy clash, but Jay was there. Was you? Actually, no. I've been at Catford
Theatre.
Yeah,
we did Catford Theatre, but Jay weren't there.
So I must have done it again. But
this is when he got booed off stage, innit?
Yeah.
All right. So that night, before you do this story, that night, me, Christopher Savage, and Junior, and a few others were at Dingles doing the Valentine's Day show. I think it was.
That's it. It was Valentine's weekend. Yes. Yeah.
And Dizzle texted Chris and was like, your Jesus friend just got booed off stage. And we could not stop laughing.
Wait, how did he get booed off?
No, it's one of those ones. But you know, Jay's like set in front of a black crowd. Yeah. And most of the time, the other time, I've just seen the crowd go with it. And because they've gone with it, he can get away with more stuff. And because they trust him, then when he turns it around, pulls back, reveal, shows that he's actually not an arsehole and blah, blah, blah. Cool. But when they don't go with it, and it's just like, oh God.
Great.
They literally, it was horrendous. And he looked shell-shocked. And he was like, yeah, he goes, he didn't like go into his shell. He was just like, they usually go with that. He still had his kind of, Jay laugh.
Want to hear these black jokes?
That's the funniest stuff because we did a gig in Box Park.
Yeah, I was just going to say. Go
on.
Oh, my God, dog. That shit was crazy. We did it. And who was? Did I go before him?
Yeah, you went him,
I went before him. And I destroyed, right? And I was like, this is great. All right.
Did he destroy?
He wasn't there yet.
Yeah, this is his word. I didn't get there.
It's because you not got on me when I said that earlier.
I came in. He was like, "Oh, crushed." I was like, I gotta believe you.
Whatever. I did, but it was great. And I was like, all right, so Jay's going up. Because I was excited because I was like, oh, the night's going to be good because I crush. And then Jay's going to crush. And then Kazeem's going to have like a great fucking set after that, right? So I'm just like, all right. So I do my thing. And I was talking about, I had a whole bunch. It was all new shit too. So I was surprised.
Yeah.
And then yeah, because Ori was like, yeah, this is a good crowd. Because sometimes like the crowds be, back and forth. And so I know I did something about slavery. I said something about slavery. Oh, it was my reparations joke about how my ideas for reparation. And then fucking Jay goes up and goes into this joke about slavery. But the problem that Jay did is that he didn't clarify that he meant Egyptian slavery. And he didn't of the Jews. So he's just up there talking about slavery shit and these roadmen was like, big man, like leave the slave talk. He's like, no, let me finish my slave joke. And they're like, nah, none of that. And he keeps going on and it's not landing. And he's like, all right, you guys don't want to hear slavery stuff. And he's like, well, Phileo was talking about it. And somebody goes, yeah, he's black. And he's still going. And then he tries to do, he starts to try to do crowd work, which is just failing. And no one wants to talk to him. So then he just goes, oh, I want to do, he goes, well, maybe I should do some of the, he's like, we'll do the old stuff, but, I don't want to give you guys the old stuff. And then this girl goes, without failing, she goes, no one knows you here, so maybe do the stuff that works because it's new to us. And me and Kazeem were just in the corner dying. Like, there's no.
But I was like, I was half laughing because Phileo's comfortable now, isn't it? He's done well, he's off.
Yeah, of course.
Jay's on dying out of his ass, yeah? So I'm like laughing like, yeah, he's dying. But I got to go on next. And
you don't know how contagious this
is. Yeah, I don't know how it's going to go. So I'm like, I don't want to get too laughing at someone not doing well. And then I go on and not do well. But I did well. And then we carried on laughing at him.
Yeah, that's what we were laughing the most because I was like, wait, so I did well. Jay bombed, and then Kazeem did well again, and I was just like, yeah.
You know what's funny? It's because Ori tends to never give you the light at that show. He just kind of lets you run.
I asked. I was like, should I go? He was like, no, keep going. I was like,
I did that once, and he was like, and afterwards, because if you're doing well, he's just like, just go with it because they're not going anywhere. If they wanted you to stop, you'd know. But he lit Jay.
He did.
He lit Jay.
He's like, let's go. Because they got into the room where I think they left, right? But they looked like they was going to fuck Jay up. Like, it did look like it might have been an issue.
Yeah.
Shit.
But
it's not about getting fucked up over jokes.
It's not. It's definitely not.
Yeah. But it wasn't even just that. It's that Jay, I told him, I was like, you'd be great in New York because you do this thing where you don't care that you're bombing.
No.
You assume that it's the audience's fault that your jokes aren't funny to them. And it's like, he was laughing. He's like, no, like, I really, like a lot of this stuff. I was like, yeah, you got to understand. Also, a lot of your stuff is very, they have to listen to you all the way. You don't have any just quick jabs. And I was like, and your setups aren't necessarily, to me, they're not necessarily like, okay, I'm gonna go along with this. You opened up with talking about slavery and you're a white guy. You didn't even think maybe I should open up with what the joke is about and then mention the slavery part. Because the joke is about cats in Egypt ruled Egypt and shit, and they had their own shit. I was like, yeah, technically your joke don't have shit to do with slavery, but you mention it
so much.
So many times. And I was like, I know you're my friend. I know you're not racist, but I'm like, but this roadman over here, who it's warm inside, and they all have on 3 coats, so they're not there for anything good. Like, these guys are here for a problem.
And also, it's the hardest thing to make roadmen laugh. They're like the hardest because they're like, no weakness in them. Nothing's funny out here.
Yeah, and the other thing is like Kazeem, me and you from somewhere different, so I could tell people who were going to laugh if I'm talking to them and doing crowd stuff versus people who aren't, because I've been in situations where I'm like, oh, this motherfucker gonna try to shoot me.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I know I can read people.
Did you do my show where there was he's my friend, but he's doing whatever he's doing, and he sat at the front, and every single comic tried to talk to him until I had to go on stage and be like, how about we not talk to the guys that look like they kill people for fun, and talk to some... like everyone was trying to talk to this guy and he just wasn't having it. He was like,
yeah,
really want to answer that still. Like they were like, what do you do for work? And he's like, stuff.
Yeah.
It's just an easy thing to be like, oh, that person's smiling at me, like I'll talk to them, versus this dude who's just like,
or just go to. I always talk to couples.
Yeah, because
even when they're like, the guy's like, I don't want to talk to you no more. It's just kind of like you can make fun of that. Talking to couples is like win-win every time. Every time.
Because because you just pick one. It's very rare you're going to speak to a couple when neither of them want to talk.
Exactly.
One of them want to talk.
And with my new material as well, it's all about like it starts off with relationships, so it's like it's easy to talk to them as well.
Exactly.
Yeah,
material, mate.
If you're gonna start hard,
it's old material.
Has anyone written anything new? I've not I've written like notes and ideas and like little punchline, but I've not written like properly.
Maybe three notes I've written since this lockdown thing.
I got a couple of things, but I'm like, they're literally only funny to me. Like that, I've not tested it.
Yeah, you got no perspective now.
Yeah, I'm like,
you got no perspective. You don't know what's funny.
Or it's actually gonna fucking work.
But I feel like I'm gonna write something that I'm gonna think like that's really funny. I can't wait to try that. Oh shit. Yeah.
I feel like I'm gonna become that comic. Consistently test material out on everyone without telling them that they're doing it. Just
so you're gonna be touching.
So long. Yeah, just start talking and be like, you ever notice? Oh my god.
Or you could be Junior Booker and just do it on Facebook.
Oh my god, yeah, but it don't land always for him on Facebook. People think he's serious.
Now you got to say it in his voice and his timing.
Yeah, that's true.
Because I used to read his stuff.
Person does it.
Yeah, I used to read his stuff and be like, that's not funny. And then one day I just was like, let me try and read it like I'm Junior, and I started laughing because it was just it was Junior, innit?
That's the thing. Oh, man, it's just strange.
It could be 6 months. I don't know if Lord knows when they're gonna open up the comedy club, but minimum it could be easily September at the best that they're gonna be in clubs performing this stuff. So
that's wild.
You may never feel.
You know what though? A lot of people gonna quit comedy before then, which is beautiful.
Hopefully,
it's beautiful. Yeah, mad people are like, maybe this isn't for me, and if I can't do it, you have to think about this. Each of you are seasoned enough to pick it back up where you left it off. Like you have tested material that has worked, got you awards, got you fucking filmed, got you all type of stuff, got you booked a lot. So you're okay because you're funny and you know how to be funny. Even if you just keep doing your old shit until you start working the new shit in, you got it. There's a lot of motherfuckers who was trash before this shit happened. They're not practicing, so they're not getting better. So imagine how terrible they're gonna be by September. Imagine if last September you was shit, and then this happened. You was still shit. You was shit up until March, or whenever this shit happened. Now September comes again. That's September to September. You've been trash. You're gonna try to get back on stage. It's gonna be bad. It's gonna be bad.
Yeah, that's disheartening. That's disheartening.
That's gonna be bad because audiences aren't gonna give you the benefit of the doubt. Like, well, let's hear it out. They're gonna be like, I'm here to fucking laugh. I've been locked out for months. They get your dumbass off stage.
Funny immediately.
They're gonna turn to New York audiences. They're gonna turn to New York audiences where they boo you and tell you you're stupid.
I just want my first set to be at least 15 minutes.
You can't come back after all this and be doing 5.
I want at least 15 minutes, man.
I need 7 minutes to bomb.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, do you care where your
Here we go.
I don't care where my first laugh is.
Where your first set is going to be, like bar show, club show?
Nope, don't care.
Just as long as it's a long time, just so I can just.
As long as there's as long as there's more than 4 people in the crowd, I'm going for
I
it.
kind of want to do like a shitty open mic bar show just to be like, let me just
Let's go and do
quick.
Brandon's show. Sorry. We can edit that out. We can edit that out. We can edit that out.
Who's we? Who's we?
I can edit that out.
Who's we?
That's
we
how
didn't do any,
that's
we
how I
didn't
know.
do anything.
That's how I know you as you were a house slave in a past life.
Oh.
Look how he just instantly was like that Samuel Jackson character. You ain't coming in the big house. Why they in the big house?
I said
instantly didn't have my back. I know you snitched on me instantly.
Listen, I was saying to Phileo that was right at the bit. I didn't get a chance to perform it because of bullshit. But that you watch these programs and people do their like ancestry and they find out oh yeah your ancestors this and that, and obviously black people want to find out that if they were in their ancestors in slavery, that their family was one of the people that started the revolution. And I was like, but what if you found out that you are a long line of just snitches,
slave traders,
snitches, yeah, and slave traders. Each time a rebellion is about to start, your great aunt Snitcher Griffiths just ran up to
Snitcher Griffiths. Snitcher Griffiths.
That's his name. Snitcher Griffiths. It's like, well, sir, them Negroes gonna try and start a rebellion. They're trying to leave tonight at moonlight. You're gonna have to stop that. So well done, Snitcher. Well, thank you, Snitcher. Thank you, Snitchers. That's why you're my favorite. I know, sir. I know.
You know how mad how fucking you can never let that out. You can never let that out. No one will ever let you live that down. You're never gonna be on no CNN
Snitcher Griffiths.
That's what I mean.
That might be the title of this episode.
No, so I said I've always wanted to I've tried to work it into a joke. It's hard to perform because sometimes you think of comedy in sketches and sometimes you think of it as in bits. And in my head, I'm like, nah, that's a high production sketch. Like you have to.
You could do it. You could do both. You can make it into your bit and keep doing it, and then just film a sketch about it. You could film yourself on stage doing the bit, and then play that into the sketch,
like they do in that TV show, the comedy sketch show.
Just do that. You can do that easily because Ada, and that's also hilarious. You could work that in so many ways. All you gotta do is give them a fucking movie reference.
Have you ever worked like so hard doing like a really really simple task, and then gone to yourself like I would never have made it as a slave? Because the other day I was so bored in the house, I did like a proper tidy up, like proper like windows and stuff I don't normally do. And I started sweating. And I said, I would never have made it. I would have either had to been a Snitcher Griffiths or or a runaway, but then again, I don't like running, so just kill me now. So
take me out. Just take me out.
Just take me out. This is not gonna work for you. It's not gonna work for me. We tried it. I'm still in my probation period. It's just not for me. I'm just gonna hand in my notice now. That's all right with you,
I'm gonna hand in my notice. Go ahead and get the news.
I had this one as well. It was like, do you ever reckon there was a slave that just loved picking cotton? That was his thing.
Somebody.
Like he might have been autistic or something, I don't know. And that was his thing. And they were like, hey, go pick that cotton, boy. And he was like, you don't know how great this is.
When he passed the law, slavery. No, not me. This
car ain't gonna pick itself. This car ain't gonna pick itself.
All the other slaves were like, Tunde, why you gotta work so hard for, man? Making us look bad.
Also, one of the slaves was Chinese.
6 a.m.
Oh my God.
Good morning, folks. Let's go pick that cotton. Come on, let's go.
He's out there early. He's out in the field.
One of the slaves was Pakistani, working hard as hell at his shop.
And then
a Polish slave. You guys are lazy. You guys have to work harder.
Yeah, they really enslaved the wrong people, man.
Goodness gracious.
They really did.
Oh my god.
Like we need like as a people we need like our blood sugar regulated. We need like songs and stuff and breaks. This is no bullshit, yeah. This is a true story. It's not racist. These Polish guys, yeah, came to like do my bathroom once, and I never saw them drink any fluid.
Nope.
And it was done in like 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
Those guys work hard as shit, man. For like minimal money as well. All they like is just pay us a little bit and don't tell the people that we're here, that we live here.
That's shit. No one works harder than somebody who wants to go back home. They don't even want to be here. They can't make the money and get straight back to Poland, bro.
That's the thing.
No one works harder than somebody who wants to go back home.
or people that want to be free.
Nah, that's the problem with slavery. That was the problem with slavery. There was no incentive. It wasn't like if you work hard, you could be free.
Hold on,
it's like, if I work hard or if I work badly, I'm still coming back tomorrow. So I might as well not bother.
Yeah,
One second. Ben said there's no incentives. I don't know. Did you see the whips in routes or was that just in my edition? Was that just in my box set? I don't know. That seems like a pretty good incentive to me to work.
There's one of them, guys.
I saw Tunde get whipped yesterday. Didn't look good. I'm gonna go pick this cotton real quick. I
was imagining someone walking up to the house. It's like, have you considered just maybe the whip isn't the most motivational tool? Like, have you thought,
yeah, that guy got whipped.
We would prefer just, you know.
Have you tried talking?
You haven't once said well done for the work. Like, you never once acknowledged
some positive
effort I put in.
What about
hey, guys,
if I work
we're cool with working for free. We're cool with working for free and making like really tasty meals out of the bad cuts of meat that you give us. But every now and again, can you just say good job? Just
good job. Just
every now and again. And hey, how about not sleep with our ladies on like the first Monday of the month? Just a thought.
That's the one. That's a really good job.
That's why we're doing. I think that's why we're all doing so well in quarantine. We used to this. Is in our blood. This is. This is it.
Confinement.
No rights. I'll go outside. Okay. All right. Take me back to the old days. Shoot me anyway. Okay.
You know what? Yeah, I love Phileo's references to shooting because I get it, but I don't get it at the same time.
And I also feel like he's done it, so it's a bit scarier when he mentions it. I'm like, hey, you killed someone.
I want to sit him down. I want to sit him down and be like, I want to be like, you're safe now. You know that, right? You're in England.
Hey, you know what's funny?
The bad people can't get you anymore.
When I first came here, when I first like even visited, not even when I moved, but when I first visited, I was just like, okay, I was lost somewhere. I don't know if I was lost, but 2 cops came up to help me because I had the whole like, where am I going? Look on my face, and 2 cops came up to me, and I got so scared. They could see my face. And one of them was a black woman, and she literally just goes, "It's okay." Okay. I was like, "Where are you from?" I was like, "America." She's like, "It's okay." We both started laughing. She's like, "Don't worry about it. Nothing gonna happen to you. What you looking for?" I was like, "Oh, I'm trying to get to this." She was like, "You want me to walk you there?" And I was like, "She's like, it's fine. It's right around the corner."
She was like, "It's a setup."
She was like, "You're okay." And I was like, all right. I'm nervous for like a week after that. I was like, man, they done got my prints on something. Oh, shit. Playing this, checking my own pockets again. They done put something on me. I noticed a new shirt, but cops are checking. I used to be so scared, man. But now I call the police. I call the police on my neighbors all the time. Like when they be making too much.
Oh, so now
it's too late at the park.
Griffiths,
oh my God. Oh, you know that meme of that white lady?
Oh,
I'll be taking videos. Let me show you, officer. See, it was after 5:30. Now they've closed the park. Now these two Polish guys decided they wanted to stick the park. Hold on. Let me show you what the Somalians are up to.
Somalis. You see, you can clearly see on my video evidence of my ring bell that the Somalians have been climbing this tree from 8 to 11 every night, and it's getting very noisy. They keep doing their tribal.
You see,
to each
it's
other.
like, I'm not involved.
No.
Hey, wallahi, man, not on it.
I'm Somalian. I'm Somalian.
It's not me.
I'm best friends with Abs of Truth, so I'm good.
It's one group of niggas that's...
He's not even Somalian. That's the joke thing.
But isn't he Eritrean?
Yeah.
Same thing, bro. Same thing. They can both run a long time and headbutt stuff like a ram. So they're the same people. Eritreans are just Somalians that run from Somalia to that part of the land, and then was like, we might as well just stay here.
Might as well just stay here.
Terrible guy.
It's a long run. It's a long run back. So they rested for a long time, and then just was like, fuck it, this is Eritrea now.
Fuck it. It was just one dude named Eritrea.
Yeah, that was his name.
This is my.
It was one guy called Eritrea, but no one speaks about how pissed off Abdi was that he didn't get a look in.
Oh my goodness.
Well, I don't understand. What you can't? Abdi is a really good name. So I know one guy named Eritrea. I know lots of Abdis, so you do the math.
I'm gonna do it, Michael. Just duck out quickly.
and then he got in his Uber and left for Ethiopia.
He drove himself.
Hey, this is what it's like in the green room, man. So we just talk a lot of shit.
Oh my god.
Listen, I always give the not even the excuse, but I give the pass because I'm like, listen, he's funny the family or the group of whoever we're talking about that isn't consistently calling us niggas. I would love to meet this magical group of people.
They are kicking African people out of their houses in China. So
if I make a Chinese joke, I don't want to hear shit. I've never kicked a Chinese person out of their house.
I've never been so happy or proud of my King's Cross bit. I love that joke.
Oh my goodness!
Right?
I love that joke.
Yeah, that joke's all about. You should release that as a bit online. You've done it actually already, haven't you?
It's online, yeah. You got quite a good reaction.
Yeah.
You have to read.
You have to redo it. No.
Huh?
Then they'll give you. I guess you don't really have Chinese fans, isn't it? Like, did you get any smoke about it?
Who, me?
Yeah.
No.
It's not big enough yet. In 10 years' time, when people unearth that clip.
But I tell you what,
when Kazeem Jamal's the face of Tesco.
I would never be the face of Tesco. That's the thing. I would be
the
like
face of Tesco's, and then in being who you are, like a lot of it's got to be.
I would be like the face of like Fleshlight or something like that. I would have an endorsement.
Man, comics, you could do it. Like, say you was the face of like fucking McDonald's or something. You could do it as long as you kept consistent with your brand. Like, you didn't switch up. And then, if you always stay who you are, they're not gonna give you an opportunity that they don't feel you can do. You know,
because you're probably paints you out to be a bit of an arsehole. So I could easily write. Mentally, I could write an advert for you for something like McDonald's where you almost push in front of someone. You end up taking the last chair and sitting down to eat your meal. Like you would paint you to be an arsehole throughout the advert, and you keep your on stage persona. I think.
But these two comics called Tom Segura and his wife, they got this big podcast called Your Mum's House. And McDonald's paid them $2 million to paint their studio in the McDonald's colours, yeah?
Yeah.
Wow.
But they're like not in a bad way. They're good comics, but like they're like awful in the things they talk about on their podcast.
Yeah.
And then McDonald's found it, and then they played the voicemail of McDonald's finding it, and they're like, "Yeah, we're gonna have to back out of the deal. We can't be associated with like this brand, and the things you talk about, blah blah blah." But then there was like a proper, like rebellion, and like all their fans, like millions and millions of people were like, "What are you doing?" And they gave it to them. They gave them the deal back.
Yeah. Yeah, because what happens is, like, if you imagine, like, we all get, like, okay, somebody like me and Kazeem get a deal with, like, fucking Jack Daniels. It'd be weird. Like, McDonald's is not like they healthy and fucking helping people's lives, right? So it'd be weird for Jack Daniels to be like, oh, we can't be associated with you two. You make fun of fat women and Chinese people, and it's like, well, you're Jack Daniels. Like, you actually kill people. What are you talking about? Like,
yeah.
So it kind of is like what brand you want to go with. If some nice, wholesome brand like Sainsbury, I don't know, if they want you to be the face of them, it's like that's on their marketing team to not have looked you up. Yeah, not have been like, oh, this is what he says consistently. That's if you're being consistent. Years from now, we're the face of Sainsbury, but we're now talking about, yeah, you know, being a dad and playgrounds and kids, and don't you hate it when you got to start the car? And it's like, yeah, 2 years ago, I called somebody a chink on stage. That's on me. That's my fault. I should have been consistently the chink man. Just that's who I am.
But also,
no one can go.
You also don't know. You also don't know who you're gonna be when you're like 50.
Yeah, that's true. I think Bill Burr said it. I think the best thing is if you want to call somebody out, if you're like if you're a public figure or whoever you are, if you're like leading the charge of calling someone out, we should be able to also dig up all your past. So if you want to be like, okay, I want to call fucking Jimmy James out for something I saw 2 years ago where he said it's a bunch of old women on my page from Milton Keynes, and he's making fun of old women. Okay, so who are you? Let's look up you 10 years ago and see what the fuck you were saying online. See if it's consistent over the last 10 years. Or anything you were doing. You might have been doing some off-key shit 10 years ago. And then a lot of that shit will die down because no one who calls someone out also gets called out. No one goes, oh, because if this was court, right? In real court, if you call me out, I'm like, well, let me call you out, motherfucker. Like, defendant versus the plaintiff. We both get to call each other shit out. We have to tell our side. And so I go, well, you said you didn't like that I made this feminist joke. Let me go back a couple years. Oh, there you go, a black joke you made. Good at. So it's always something for somebody. And his point was that it would kill off a lot of these people who think that they're holier than thou. Because even I've been like, oh, that's not cool. Like, wait a minute. I know I've said, Facebook has this memory thing where they tell you what you said years ago.
I've had to click delete. But I've seen
my God. I'm going to have just my whole Facebook.
I was like, why would I post that on someone's wall?
There's literally, I had a post that popped up. It said 7 years ago. Literally goes, I hate this. It was a football player, American football player. I said, I hate this faggot. That's the whole post. It has nothing to do with anything. And I was like, yeah, I had to delete this. This is 7 years ago. I thought that was cool. Now I know that's not cool. I had no, and it had like 50 likes. Those 50 other people.
But you are from the South. You are from the South.
Yeah, but some of them were girls. Some of them were. None of them was a gay guy.
Some of them were gay. No,
people.
Bro, you're from the South.
I'm from Atlanta. At least 10 of them was gay.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
There you go.
If I like this, nobody will know.
No one will know. Exactly. So yeah, it's weird when you think about it. You have to just think like, I know I've said ill shit years ago, but
also I feel like
if I'm not saying it now, what's going on?
I feel like anyone that's like, so for everyone on this podcast, all of us share. Some people might say more stuff than others, but we've all seen each other push the boundaries for our particular brand, yeah. Whatever, okay. But I think what the difference is between us and other comics that are like us, that are whatever, is that when people sit down and watch you don't come off as like an arsehole. And I don't feel like anyone really believes when you do your joke that might be a bit touch and go that you are an arsehole. Because the way like we construct our jokes, that thought goes into it. We're not just going up there and saying reckless things. I remember with the Chinese joke, I think it was you, Darren, you were like, change a little aspect of it, because the whole joke is not real. It's a made up story, right? But the idea came from was, and it's a fact in my life, is Chinese or Asian tourists getting in your way because they don't know where they're going. But
and they travel with such large groups.
And they travel like, and I know that's me when I go elsewhere, and people might be going, these black people just getting and just read the map or whatever. But that's where the thought came from for the joke. But like, I think it was you was like, change a certain aspect where you come out the hero on top of it instead of the villain.
Yeah.
So I feel like we all have jokes where it's like, and the same with like the Nazi joke for Phileo at the end. Kind of the hero. He's kind of the hero at the end. And if no one agrees with him, he calls him out and goes, "Oh, so you side with the Nazi then?" And then you've lost immediately. You know what I mean? But there are some people I think that go on stage and their comedic heroes might be like Louis C.K. or Ricky Gervais or whatever, and they go, "Well, they're dark," and they just go out and say reckless, dark stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
And there might be times where, like, okay, you throw stuff at the wall and see what sticks, but I feel like there are comics, and they're new comics, or maybe new comics, but they don't even think about the stuff that they're throwing at the wall. I think there has to be some thinking before you, like, even in our group, when you write something and go, "What about this?" Like when I sent those 2 videos, when I was doing the sketch video and I sent the 2 videos, and I was like, which one should I post? And I sent them to a few other people, and everyone came back and was like, that one's funny, the funniest one, but you should post this one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Think of it in the aspect of, if you're just saying, it's like almost if someone's having a conversation. I always look at it like the black dude. So every time a white guy's having a conversation with me, I'm immediately hoping the first thing out his mouth is not stupid. Like if he wants to talk to me about race, I'm hoping he doesn't come up and be like, "So why can't I say nigga?" It's like, well, first of all, you just said it. That's the first part of the conversation. So you had no taste in how you was approaching the situation. If you come up and be like, is this a real thing about the N-word with black people? Like, I know it's maybe touchy. I just want to ask you your opinion on it. He leads me into letting out how I feel about it. And then he goes, giving his point of view. That's a very different conversation we can have. But the average audience member is that dude who's just, the thing they hear is like, "I'm sorry, what the fuck?" And they just want, you know what I mean? So you have to just say how you feel. And like, Darren, you do a real, Akadiri, you as well. You do a real good, you do the opposite of what Kazeem do. Kazeem and I will approach it with the harsh shit first and try to win them back. We'll be like, "Bitches," and then be like, "All right, women, pay attention," because we have like a charm about it.
And then end the joke with some shit like, "But I love my mum though."
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You two will be more like, "Well, why are these women bitches? Can they be hoes? Can they be something else?" And then the audience is like, "Yeah, why are they bitches?" So it's different ways of doing it, of approaching it. But a lot of people don't try to approach it in that way. They just will go up there and, like you said, the newer comics, especially, because they'll go up there and spew whatever fucking foul thought they have. And I have a lot of foul thoughts, but I'm like, if I go up there, because I have a dumb joke about how come I can try gay, but I can't try murder. Like maybe I feel like a little murdery today. You know what? I stabbed that guy. I'm not into stabbing that guy. I'm sorry, Your Honor. He's not dead. He'll be all right. Same thing. How come I can try gay, but I can't try? And it's a stupid concept, because you have to believe that gay is not something that you're born in, exactly. Which is the point of my joke, which is to get the audience to admit that they believe that, so I can call them ignorant for believing that gay is a choice. That's the whole point of the joke. It's just talking about, you guys, gay is not a choice, you fucking idiots. And then I go into, because no one ever woke up one day and was like, "You know what? I love pussy. I think I'm gonna suck a dick today." Like, it's never happened. So that's the point of that whole joke. but you have to go on that ride.
Of course.
And that took me a long time of that way, because like I said, my old status is, even if I listen to my old stuff, I'm like, did I just go on stage and say that shit? Like fucking 7 years ago, did I really just say that? And Jesus Christ, what was I thinking?
And I think there's a thing, like, I think it was like, you lot know how much like I like Ricky Gervais and his, like, not so much his career, because I feel like he kind of cheated the game a little bit in terms of stuff.
But I like all people like that, because I like shortcuts. I don't like hard work.
Because you're the writer first and done stand-up after.
Well, it was like, I feel like he didn't, have the same journey that like we're having.
Yeah. He doesn't have the history. If you ask people, he doesn't have the history of you know, having to be a club comic, like a shit open micer, then theatre open micer, then a club comic. No, because the Office banged so quickly. Like he still did like comp stand up, because the Office banged so well that that's enough cachet for him now to come into live comedy at this level.
Yeah,
as a theatre act.
Yeah.
Wait, so went straight from writing and doing the Office to stand up?
No. So I think he did stand up like before. So he had his like his foot in. He knew how to do stand up.
I was going to say, because he's good. Like,
but what you got to remember is he's a really good writer.
Yeah, that's the thing.
If you asked him, I think I've never seen it personally, but I've heard like a couple of people that are similar that are really good writers and such good writers. If you ask them to veer away from that, they can't do it. They can't.
Yeah.
They can't go into the crowd. They can't just have their joke here and then try and veer away from it and see where they can go and then come back to it. They're just like, I wrote this, I'm saying this. But what they write is hilarious and fantastic.
Well done. How can it kill you anyway?
But what I was trying to say is that I think it was him who said one time, if you're going to say something and it's funny, you also got to make sure that that joke is bulletproof. So if anyone kind of says anything to you about it, you can be like, well, if you were actually listening, this is like, he's got a bit in his special where he's like, people constantly mistake the target for the joke for the topic. The topic might be completely different to the target. Like with the King's Cross joke, the topic is like Chinese people being like stereotypical Chinese tourists.
Yeah.
But the target is actually how racist the world is. How racist people
exactly.
Openly, because of certain things that have transpired, like people like Donald Trump and Boris Johnson. And there's people just happy to be openly racist now, wherever they are. But people might just go, you're just being racist and saying racist things. No, not really. I am, but for a reason.
No, I think a really good example of that, if your thing is your Maddie McCann. Yeah, because to some people, they'll get very sensitive and think, again, it's the subject topic. The subject is Maddie McCann. The topic is about how really just have a fleeting interest in suffering, and then we get distracted by something else.
Well, you close it well. You close it with
and you close it so
did you
so
help
well.
Look, which is like
did
the
you
same
look?
thing.
Well, in that topic, I'm talking about the young people I work with, and how as a society we're so quick to like cut people off just because they've made a mistake. And again, with black comedy, they might have made this mistake 10 years ago, and it's not actually that big a deal. But because they got kicked out of school, now they're paying with it. But then I'm like, people make mistakes all the time. And then I hear
And what it is, but you have to just into that perspective, like you said, if the end of your joke, if your punchline isn't stronger than the topic or the subject of your joke, then you gotta do that joke. Like my thing about the Nazi, I raped the guy, and so the punchline has to be. It has to be me raping this fucking terrible Nazi or whatever I'm doing to him, because everything else in the joke is like, oh my God, what the fuck? And then at the end I go, yeah, like you said, but you on the side of a Nazi? And then they're like, oh shit, I didn't even think, because you lose them. Sometimes when you talk about harsh shit, you lose them in what you're talking about, because they're so like, what is happening? What am I seeing? You know what I mean?
But yeah, I just feel like everyone in this, that's all of us and the people that we vibe with, I feel like we do a real good job of, especially for some of us at the early stages as well, do a real good job of constructing our jokes, even the ones that are a bit, touch and go, like really well. So
Yeah, man.
that's as nice as I'm gonna be to you, gay boy. So I love all people as well. My brother's gay. Watch my special. I say it in there. I love him.
Watch my special. I say it in there.
Yeah. I love all people. Gay people, gay people, black people, white people, but not Chinese people because they're doing terrible.
I ain't gonna lie. Right now, I'm not with them either, man. Yeah, I don't like them either right now.
They're doing terrible.
Right now,
mad still. They're moving mad.
Right now, I'm not vibing with you, man. Chung Li, you lot, Hong Chao.
And we should have seen this coming. We should have seen this coming from. Is it Menace to Society when he gets when he's like, you pay now, get our store. Hurry up and buy. And that's how they talk. So it's not racist, okay?
Nah, it's not racist.
It's not racist. That's an accurate. Racist would be to say that they're really good at martial arts.
No, do you know what?
When they're not, because I've kicked the shit out of a Chinese person before.
Jean-Claude Van Damme will kick the shit out of Bruce Lee. How about that, Tom Tao?
Yeah, I would. Bruce
and also,
Lee
if you ever watched Once Upon a Time in America, he got his ass kicked in a car park. So it's based on a true story.
About,
I mean, what kind of idiot gets shot on set? Come on.
You said that it wasn't racist. That's how they speak. Have you ever had that where it's like in a non-comedy situation, someone's like talking about someone they know, do like an accent, and you're like, rah, that's kind of mad racist. And then you meet the person they're talking about. It's like, oh shit, you talk like that. You actually talk exactly.
You actually talk like a spick. Whoa, I didn't say that.
Yeah.
Do you know why they're called spicks in America? You can tell me if this is right, Phileo. It's because apparently when they came to America and they was trying to talk to people or people trying to talk to them, they were like, no speak it English, yeah. And they're like,
probably.
Spick. You can't speak English.
I've heard that.
Yeah, because they can't say the word speak.
Yeah, they say speak.
I've heard that. I mean, that's how all slurs are. It's from that, like, what is it? Fucking kike, like for Jewish people, is because they couldn't they all had like Kikenstein and these types of names. A lot of people named Kike started coming through, Kike or something, and they just said, fuck it, we'll just call them all Kikes. There was so many Jewish people coming in, it was like, we're not gonna fucking call all the Kikes to the left side, and they just go to the side. And now it's like fucked up, but all right. Except nigger. Except our slurs. All our slurs are just fucked up. All of it's just mean. It has nothing to do with what the fuck we was doing. It's just what evil thing can I say about these black motherfuckers? It has nothing to do
Remember
with
that Dave Chappelle bit? Get out of here, you no gooder.
Yeah, it's like
no gooder. Doesn't quite roll off my tongue.
Still, South Park, the undisputed kings of nigger jokes. But what's it? Wheel of Fortune. It's just like people that annoy you. It's just like N space GGERS. He's just like the draw is it's black people in the background, the crowd, where it's just like the whole.
He's like, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this. I think I know what the answer is.
Be honest, if you can remember, the first time you ever watched that episode, did naggers even come into your head?
Nah.
I tell you what, it didn't enter my head
It didn't
at all, and that's why the joke banged so much.
That's like the ultimate misdirection.
It didn't even cross my mind. I was just like, oh my god, how is South Park going to deal with this joke? Are they actually going to say the end? That's all my brain was occupied with. It's just like, they're going to say it, and they was like, it's naggers.
Have you seen that video of the?
That's what they were doing.
Have you seen that video of that white kid at a spelling contest, and the word is like like negus, like NEEGUS or something like that.
And he's like, can you see the sentence?
he's like, he's like, Negus, spell it, Negus. He's like, okay. N-E-G-U-S, niggas, okay. And he's like, what did I just say? He got away with it.
Because he was poor kid. He was sweating. Because he's about like 9 years old, little one. Yeah, it's like, could you use in a sentence? Like, yes, these niggas. It's like,
guess what? If I'm 9 years old and that happens to me, I lose. Sorry. 9-year-old white kid. I'm going to lose.
Also, 100%, 100% my parents' fault.
You're definitely.
Why does Michael Akadiri laugh like an owl?
Like an owl.
You know what?
Man goes like this. His mouth wasn't even moving yet, and he was like, I was like, I didn't even know we get owls in Southeast London, boy. Jesus.
Man said,
Nature boy. I'm gonna call you Nature Boy. That's the Ric Flair.
Ric Flair.
All right, guys, man. I'm gonna wrap this up because
yeah, it's been a long time. I didn't expect.
It's really got hours.
Yeah.
You man made me laugh. When we doing this again, you genuinely make me crack.
He'll probably tell us that in the chat.
Next week sometime.
Yeah.
No
Yeah,
doubt.
good point.
Yeah.
All right, man.
All right, bro.
All right, man.
All right, brothers.
Peace out.
That's all.
Peace out. Take care.